Alrighty, good morning everyone, and welcome to DSP Gaming, and welcome to the DSP Morning Show. How is everyone this lovely Thursday morning? Hello, hello. Try to get my microphone in the right position. Let's see here. I'm still perfecting this. I still haven't gotten it down to an art yet. Like, what's the perfect spot for the mic? I don't know. Hi, y'all, this morning. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Back to the raving days. That's right. This is my raving music. Back when I used to go to clubs all the time. That's right. This is the actual song I heard in the club in the mid-2000s. That's right. And now I'm back to rave again. DSP raves again here on DSP Gaming. That's right. Yeah, nice moves. Nice moves. How's everyone doing? What's up, what's up? Today is Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026. In case you were wondering, today's going to be a nice, interesting, chill day here on the channel. We've got all kinds of fun stuff going on. Still haven't perfected this, like I said. It's like, do I put it to the side of the monitor? Do I put it over the monitor? That's a little better, I think, because that actually feels a little closer. There we go. That's good. Okay. I sound stuffy. I got the drip today. The stupid post-nasal drip is bothering me today. It's annoying. There's some days I don't have it at all. There's some days it's in full force. Some days it's kind of half. Today it's kind of like halfsy, I guess, I would say. But don't worry. I can actually mute now and unmute on the fly, so you don't have to hear the disgustingness. I can get it under control for the most part. How you doing, Pizza Time? Pizza Time X90 with a $2 super chat to start support for the stream today. Right off the bat says, good morning. How you doing, Pizza Time? Good morning to you as well. I hope everyone out there is having a good day so far. So it's funny because this is definitely the morning show for me. You know, I get the stream started around 11 a.m. Usually at the latest, we're up and running by 11:15, and the show starts around 11:30, and we hang out for like an hour. And people are like, oh, isn't it the afternoon show? No, it's the morning show. You might say, well, where I'm living, it's not the morning when you go live. Well, that's your problem. Why do you live there? Get your butt to the West Coast, to the United States, Pacific time zone. That's where it's at. I'm sorry that you live in some weird, obscure time zone that, you know, you're not in line with me. I mean, everyone wants to live and be in line with DSP. Everyone knows this. So I don't know what's going on with you, but it is the morning show for me. Very much, okay? And so I'm excited for today. Chill vibes all around today. What are we doing today? Very briefly. Number one, Arc Raiders. Haven't played it since, what was it, Sunday? So to get back to it, good stuff. Second stream of the week of Arc Raiders. Hopefully you guys will stick around after this morning show for that. And some looting and surviving. And maybe we'll get some of the rare items I've been looking for and haven't had a chance to find yet. That would be great. Maybe we'll actually upgrade a bench or whatever today. We'll see. And then tonight on the late stream, something different. It's a tryout stream. You might say, what the hell is a tryout stream? Well, tonight on the late stream, I'm going to be trying out a few games and to see if they're anything that we're all interested in and something that should basically be played in my rotation. So we're going to be doing 2 indie games that you guys are going to vote for based on games that you guys have told me recently to try out. I put them on my wish list. So we'll probably do like 2 different polls for that. And then it's going to be Hollow Knight, the original Hollow Knight. Not Silksong, but the original game, which I never played. I'll be doing like an hour of that roughly, 45 minutes to an hour, to see what it's like and see if it's something that you guys want me to jump into. To be honest, I'd be down for that. I just don't know if it's too early, because I did just play Silksong and finished it at the very end of November. So only a 2-month gap between major Metroidvania platformer games. I don't know if people are going to want me to jump into the original Hollow Knight this quickly. It may be too quickly. You know what I mean? But we can find out tonight. We'll see. And if you show up tonight and I'm playing a game that you like, hey, engage with the stream, support the stream, let me know, hey, this is the game I want. And that's going to help me to determine what to play, starting next week, basically. We'll see. Because I have like 1 or 2 gaps in the schedule to play some new stuff next week. So let's see who's here. Good morning to Chris, Abdullah, Quantumint, Pizza Time, World Weather Authority, another Chris. We have 2 Chris's. Cabal, Daniel, War and Peace, CSJ. A name with a whole bunch of letters jumbled together that's not pronounceable. JRW. Who else we got? Jaden. The Reapist. Not what you're thinking. The Reapist. Like a Reaper. The Reapist. Your future stepdad, Mojito Kitty, Master Shake, Spoons, Gunt Goblin. Yikes. The recovering detractor is here today. That's good. That's always good. Daz Auto Chick. Asthma Goal. What the heck? Eddie Chill. What's up, everybody? How are you all doing? Six Hybrid, Broden, Awesome Taro, Grandmaster Scrub. A lot of people are coming in now. What's up? What's up? What's the word on the street? I know what the word on the street is. Microsoft or Xbox just finished their digital event. All right? I didn't see it, but I saw people posting about it, so I know what they talked about. I'll be reacting to the information about Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Beast Incarnate, or whatever the hell that game is called. I forget what it's called. And the new game Kiln from Double Fine. I'll be reacting to that stuff tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast. Okay? That way it's all in one place. Also, I know that yesterday when I was streaming, the Alex trailer for Street Fighter 6 came out. I'll probably react to that too. We'll just do it all in tomorrow's podcast. That way we condense all the reacting into like one spot so people know where to watch it. Like React Fest, React-a-thon. There you go. Why not do it on today's podcast? Because today there is no podcast. There's a morning show. And on the morning show, it's a more casual vibe. I told you guys I didn't really want to react to anything on this show. I just want to chill and hang out with you guys and have a good time and relax. That's really what it's about here. If we have some topics to talk about, great, but I don't want to be doing formal reacting and big topics or anything on this show. It's more laid back. Tay doesn't really work. I've explained this many times, but I'll explain it again. Tay in chat says, why don't you have days where you play with your viewers? A lot of people do this. I've done it before. All right? So, in a nutshell, two different ways that I approached it. I used to actually do a whole time of the year, like 2-3 weeks, that I used to call DSP Fan Appreciation. And it used to be at the end of the year in December. And it was great. What I would do is take all the multiplayer games that were big that year, whether it was Call of Duty or a new Street Fighter or another fighting game. If Assassin's Creed had a multiplayer, you know, if Gears of War had a multiplayer, whatever it was that were the big multiplayer games of the year that year, okay? And I would set up a few weeks, and I actually used to have forums back then. I actually had my own website. And people who were my fans would post up and say, I want to play this game, and I'm available on this day, and blah, blah, blah. And it was logistically kind of complicated, but I would spend a lot of time organizing to play in lobbies with my viewers. And it was a good time. And the thing was, I never really did it for profits. No one, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was more like just a way to give back at the end of the year for so many people who watch my content and, you know, let me be, you know, living the dream being a YouTuber. It was a fun thing to do for sure. However, what I did determine over the years is that logistically it just became more and more complicated because realistically, coordinating that when I have a viewership that's all over the globe was very, very tough. You know, I was only going to be streaming usually, well, back then I wasn't even streaming usually. I was just doing like lobbies and recording, but there was some streaming involved too near the end of it. Just logistically setting it up, you know, when you have people who are in Europe or Asia and they want to play with you and it's like, oh, I got to try to find a stream or a time that this can work. So it didn't always work, and it was frustrating when you had people who eagerly wanted to play and you just couldn't make it happen for whatever reason. In addition, over the years, trolling just became more and more rampant and apparent. So what ended up happening was we'd get a lobby that was half real fans who really wanted to play with me and half trolls. And so the real fans would be all excited, and then all of a sudden, here come the trolls. Oh, they're teabagging, and they're shooting at the sky, and they're spitting, and they go down mic, and they start saying awful things. It's like, but we just wanted to have fun. Now we can't because these idiots are here wasting everyone's time and we can't play a real game. So after a few, I'd say probably 5-6 years straight doing that because I think I started it around like 2009, 2010. I think I did it through like 2014, 2015. I really remember when it ended was the year when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. So that was in 2015. So it was a good 5+ years I did it. That year when I tried to play Metal Gear Solid 5, we literally couldn't get a single lobby together without trolls ruining it. And it sucks. It's a stealth game. You got to play, you know, in a stealthy way, and you can't when idiots are just there to mess with you. So basically, after doing it many years, I said, you know, I'm going to put it on hiatus, and we'll see if things ever get better with the trolling or whatever. Well, it hasn't. You know, it just got worse and worse. The internet became a worse place, and You know, now people just try to mess with everything I do that's a multiplayer experience. Today I'll be playing Arc Raiders. They're going to try to ruin it. They're going to try to spoil it, try to stream snipe me and stuff, because they're morons, you know? So that's reason number one. The way I see it is, why overpromise and underdeliver? Why say, I'm going to do a multiplayer event, set it up, have fans show up to do it, and then it gets ruined? Then they're going to be disappointed. I'd rather just not ever do it and say I'm not going to do it, so you don't provide a false hope or expectation that it's going to happen and be fun, and that way no one gets disappointed. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, there was some actual effort to do it in the last few years. If you weren't aware, when Street Fighter 6 came out in 2023, okay? That year I played a lot of that game, and there was some desire for fan lobbies. And I said, all right, I'll set up fan lobbies. I don't care, because here's the thing. Even if trolls join, and they say stupid things, they have dumb names, who cares? All you gotta do is beat their ass, right? All you gotta do is beat the trolls. It's a moot point. Who cares what your name is if I just whooped your ass, right? So we did that, and FYI, we did it 2-3 streams, I want to say, like 2-3 sessions of this. The first session was a smashing hit. People who wanted to play me got to play me. Trolls got spanked. It really was just a smashing success. Went really well. The second stream, it was all right. Basically, some more people got to play me. Some returns from the first. More trolls, of course, because they realized they could get in now. And essentially what happens is I just beat everyone, you know, pretty easily. No one really hung with me. It was just me whooping everyone. And people were like, okay. Third stream, complete flop. Why? No one cared anymore. Because at this point, I'd already beaten everyone. Like, people saw that basically I was way better than the people who were going to try to join these lobbies, okay? For the record, I'm not bragging or anything. It's just the fact I'm good at Street Fighter. I've been playing Street Fighter since I was a kid in arcades. I have great fundamentals. I've been playing the crap out of Street Fighter 6. I had my characters at master rank. So here I am fighting the trolls and these people joining the lobby. It wasn't fun. Basically, what ended up happening was it went from, oh, we really want Phil to do fan lobbies to, oh, why does Phil even do these lobbies? All he does is beat up on scrubs. He should be playing on ranked. We want ranked only because then there's challenge. There's no challenge in these lobbies, and Phil's hiding in the lobbies because he's afraid of ranked. That's what the narrative became. And I was like, wait, what? Like, you asked me for years for this. I'm giving you what you asked for, and now I'm the problem? Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, after that, I was basically like, well, I just don't see the point. If I get complaints if I don't do it, and I get complaints if I do it, I'm just going to do the stuff that works for everyone. I understand that there are people who want to play me in games. I get it. Okay? But that's just not my focus. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, if you want to play me, drop money, and then I'll play you in a set. You know, we'll have a lobby, but you have to donate in order to get in. I know that there's streamers like that. I don't do that. If you happen to randomly match up with me in a lobby somewhere, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's Street Fighter, whatever it may be that's multiplayer that I'm playing, let's have some fun together. But I don't see the reason to go out of my way to set all this special stuff up if it really is only for a small group of people. And that's the truth. These fan lobbies are really only a small group of people. It's just a few people that are going to get to play me anyway. When I have an audience of hundreds on a stream, thousands on demand. If you add the actual number of people who are really watching me over the internet, literally like 5,000 to 10,000 people watching at any given moment. So, yeah, there's really no reason to do it. Okay. Spamcan says, respectfully, it's not fair you'll play Arc Raiders with a YouTuber or Street Fighter 6 against Flatman B, but you won't do a game session with Jade or Drop Furbs and Arc Raiders. Well, then I just won't do it at all. There you go. If you're just going to sit here and bitch and complain, then I just won't do it. I'm okay with that. I'll just do random stuff from forever. That's what I'm good at. That's what I've always done. If people are always going to turn it into a negative and a toxic thing like you tend to do, then I don't need to do it at all. Fine with me. And then we could just say, well, it's because of Spam Cans being a toxic jerk in my chat that I don't do multiplayer anymore. There you go. Sounds good. Excellent. There, we answered the question. We're good now. I mean, that was easy. You just made it so easy for me. You took all the responsibility off my plate. Thanks, Spam Cans. I appreciate that. That's excellent. Nice. Very good. What is my thoughts on leverless controllers and hitboxes for fighting games? I definitely see that they can be viable, 100%. I've seen pro players using them, notably for like charge characters, because unlike a joystick where you have to actively be holding a direction, and then when you go to press another direction, you release it, that's not the case with hitbox or leverless controllers. You could still be holding a button and then hold another button. And you didn't have to release that button to touch that button. So it's kind of like a cheat code, right? Like people were actually finding ways to like doing walk straight and then flash kick without charging properly and stuff. Now, Capcom tweaked Street Fighter 6 to fix it. At first, apparently, Street Fighter 6 was horribly broken using leverless. Like you could actually abuse the game, and then they patched it and fixed it, supposedly. I don't see any reason to criticize it. I don't really have any problems with it as long as there is no innate unfair advantage. I don't see the problem. But, you know, I don't know that much about it to really be commenting on it. I've never used one. Would I ever use one? Someone had said, but what if someone donated like a leverless joystick to you? Would you give it a try? Yeah, I would. I would try it. I'm not going to buy one because I'm used to using joystick. I don't want a leverless, right? I'm so used to using joystick my whole life. That's how I'm always going to want to play fighting games. That's what I'm going to gravitate towards. If I play a fighting game, I want my joystick. But if I were to be, you know, to get one to try or whatever, yeah, I would give it a try. I don't know if I would like it. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. Skeletor looks good in the He-Man trailer. I did not see the He-Man trailer. I didn't even know until yesterday. I had no idea they were making a He-Man movie. It's really Masters of the Universe, right? Yeah, I had no clue. I mean, you're talking about a cartoon and an action figure line that was prominent when I was like 2 and 3 years old. And that was my first real thing that I loved watching on TV, and I wanted the action figures. And so I had this collection of figures. That was the first thing in my life I mean, I'm 43 now. It's 40 years later. You would think if Masters of the Universe was going to be prominent, it would have happened by now. It's 40 years. I kind of feel like what they're doing is they're pulling a Power Rangers, where, remember they tried to do a Power Rangers movie that was going to make them more modern and everything, and then it didn't do well at all, and they dropped the whole idea. I think it's exactly the same thing. They're thinking, oh, let's bring back Masters of the Universe for nostalgia purposes and see if people who are like in their 40s remember it from when they were kids and will spend money on it. I think the answer will be no, to be honest. I just don't think it's going to do very well, but I guess we'll have to see. Will I see it? Only if it's on demand on one of the services I have. I have Amazon, I have Netflix, I have... Do I have another one? I feel like I have 3. Because I got rid of a ton. I got rid of all the WWE stuff. Remember I had like... Wasn't it like Paramount Plus or something I had for WWE? What did I have? Whatever I had for WWE, I canceled. I didn't need that. And I also got rid of HBO Max because I just wasn't watching anything on it. There was no point to keeping it. So I got rid of that too. But I can't remember exactly what I even have anymore. So whatever it ends up being on, if I have it. Was it Peacock that I had? I don't even know what I had. Was it Peacock or Paramount Plus? I don't even know what I had. I don't remember. But I got rid of it. I only have... The Amazon I'm always going to keep because I always have Amazon Prime. I order tons of stuff off Amazon. I live right near the Amazon distribution center, so I can get anything from Amazon within like a day. So I'm definitely going to have Amazon Prime like forever. So I'll always have Amazon Video. But outside of that, I kept Netflix. But everything else I think I got rid of. Was it Peacock I had? Oh, okay. It's funny, you guys know better than me. I don't even remember what I had to watch WWE. Do I like going to the movies? There was a time when I did. When I was younger, movies were very different. Now when you go to the movie theater, right? It seems like most people just don't give a crap about anyone around them anymore. They've just lost any kind of semblance of decent respect for your fellow person. Because the last few times that I went to the movies, which was a long time ago, but it was still more recently than, say, you know, when I used to go to the movies all the time, you know, like 20, 30 years ago, people just, they go in there and they're talking, they're on their phone fucking around, they bring their kids, they're screaming kids, and the kid doesn't shut up for the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? The movies have gotten way more expensive. You're spending usually more than $10 a ticket these days. So to go with 2 people, you're dropping 20, 30 bucks. And then if you want a soda, it's like $5 to $10. And if you want a snack, it's $5 to $10. All in all, you're spending $50+ to sit there for 2 hours and watch a bunch of ads. And hopefully the movie that you're seeing is good, right? And then you get these assholes around you that just don't act respectable. So I lost interest in going to the movies. I really did. Like, I haven't been to the movies since pre-COVID. I just don't care. I don't want to. I can be at home, sitting in my own living room, watching it with surround sound, like a home theater. Or, quite honestly, I could watch it on my phone or on my my Galaxy Tab in full HD, and the audio still sounds good. Like, what do I need to go to the theater for? You know, I don't really think that there's that many great movies out anymore that you need to see in the theater. To be honest, I just don't see the appeal of going there anymore. There was a time when there was like the summer blockbuster and the movie everyone wanted to see. You had to go see it. And I was like, eh. Like, I remember Superman came out and everyone told me in this very chat, oh, Superman's great, you should see it. I was like, all right, maybe I'll see it. And at that point, I still had HBO Max, which had, you know, Warner Brothers and all that. And then it went on there on demand. People were like, Phil, it's on there on demand. I was like, oh, I'll probably watch it. And I just didn't watch it. And to this day, I still haven't watched it. And I don't care. I don't think I missed anything, right? It didn't used to be like that. It used to be like, Batman came out. You got to see it. Everyone's seeing Batman in the theaters. Man, Tim Burton crushed it. Gothic superhero action. You go see it. You're like, whoa, big screen. You know, everything looked amazing on the movie screen. You couldn't get that level of sound at home or visuals at home. You know what? I'm going to make a really good comparison right now. Are you ready for this one? Arcades. Video arcades. It's exactly the same situation for me. When I was growing up, the reason that you went to the video arcade is because they had games there you couldn't play at home, and they had better technology when it came to the controls and the graphics and the sound than you could get at home on a console. And it was amazing. Like in the 80s and 90s, to go to an arcade and be surrounded by all these games that you couldn't play at home, and they were much better graphics and better, you know, even multiplayer experience. You know, how do you do that at home? You can't really. You got to go play people in the arcade, right? So it blew me away. And I mean, I was in arcades all the way into the early 2000s. And then everything basically changed because home technology advanced to the point where you can now play games at home that were just as good as the arcade. You had, you know, arcade level controls at home. You didn't need the joysticks and the buttons of the arcade machine anymore. You could have your own home joystick. The graphics were the same. You could play online now, so now you can play against even more people at home than you really could in the arcades. So, as technology advanced, arcades basically became obsolete. And I'm seeing that now with movies. Basically, in the last 10 years, now, within a month of a movie being out, you can usually watch it on demand. Some movies you can watch on demand the same day that they're in theaters. Now, they're expensive. They charge you like $20 for it. But you can watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. That you and by the way, the quality of the theater screen isn't really any better than what you're going to get at home if you have a good TV and you have good internet. It's about the same. It's probably 4K, right? So it's not like you're going to get blown away by the visuals or anything. It's the same. Maybe the audio is better at the movie theater because they have like some crazy surround sound system theater-like. And if you don't have a home theater, then, okay, maybe that's the one argument. But to me, I look at it and I'm like, I'm just going to wait for it to be at home. What do I care? And then most of the time, by the time that it actually comes on demand anyway, I just don't care about the movie because the hype's over. Because that's the truth, is that really it's the hype for the movie that sells. It's not the movie itself. There's very rarely a movie that's so good that you must see it. It's mostly like there's hype when it comes out. And once that hype dies down, you don't really care about it anymore. I was hyped for Superman. I haven't seen it. I just don't care. I'm probably never going to see it. I don't give a shit. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll wait for there to be like 10 new DCU movies from this new DCU, and then I'll just watch a bunch of them on demand. I'll get HBO Max back and I'll watch them all. So it's like I can watch the whole universe and then never care again, you know? Okay. So let's see. A couple super chats here. We have Beanhead with a $2 super chat talking about me asking for money. Well, that hasn't happened today. So, thanks for $2. I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you. And then we have Chimchar with a $5 super chat. And he says, why flashing lights? It's silly. One color looks better than a circus show. It's like you're in a child's bedroom. First of all, there's no flashing light. This is called a gradient transition. Do you know the difference? You probably don't. A gradient transition means that you have a series of lights that it transitions between for artistic effect. Flashing lights is like what the police siren does to scare you and startle you in the street so you get out of the way of the car. If you don't even get the difference between that, then I don't know how I'm going to explain anything else to you. It sounds like, you would need a few more brain cells firing there to really understand the reasoning why I would use lighting in my setup. Okay, if I didn't have lighting in my setup, this would be a white wall behind me, plain, empty. Like a certain other streamer who has an empty room behind him, completely boring. But he claims that he spent a lot of time designing it, right? I'm not like that. I put effort into my set. I want things to look different. And by the way, I use a different setup every single day. Yesterday, I had a different one. The day before, I had a different one. I alternate between. I create new ones because I actually have an app here that generates scenes for me, and I design them myself. Like today, I said I wanted to have a gradient transitioning scene of a variety of colors. And so it generates this here, and I actually generate different ones, like the ones on the sides are different from the ones on the floor. And I set it all up, and I do this every day. Yeah, what did I do? Yesterday, I said I wanted to alternate 4 colors, yellow, red, green, blue, because I was thinking those are the Lego colors that everyone thinks of, like the 4 primary colors, yellow, red, green, blue. Let's do that. But I didn't want to have it in a gradient transition like this. I wanted to have it a little different style. And you saw yesterday looked different, right? There you go. And then sometimes I say, oh, I want it to look like a hydrogen particle that's fluctuating. And then you get a cool effect. And I want it to look like a nuclear reaction. And then you get a cool effect. Like, oh, I want it to look like running water. You see, and I do it every day. So the set looks different, and it's variety for you, so you're not staring at the same exact thing every single day. And for the vast majority of people watching, they really like it. There's a few people who are just like not understanding artistic value. And so instead, they're like, well, I don't understand why there's lights. Well, that's because you're stupid. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm trying to entertain an audience, and it works. The vast majority of people enjoy it. I haven't had a running petition of tons of people saying that it sucks. The only people who say it sucks are people who already say everything I do sucks. So why do I listen to the peanut gallery of idiots who just want to be toxic? I don't. I listen to the positive people. So is that enough of an explanation, or would you like me to keep going on and on about how lighting works and how effort works and how setups work to entertain an audience? Would you like me to tell you more? Anyway. Chimchar did another $5 super chat. He says, test one color and ask the audience what's better. He wants me to test one color, a singular color. Okay, are you ready? So right now we have a nice rainbow. Well, not really rainbow. Like I said, it's not all the colors. It's like a variety of colors in a gradient transition. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to go into my phone, into the app. I'm going to tell the AI, so now I just want you to change this nice colorful thing that I set up to be all one color. Because someone on stream threw me $5 and thinks that they control the stream.
No, I'm not going to do that.
But thanks for $5. I do appreciate it. Why don't you send me another $5 and ask me again? Maybe I'll change my mind. Anyway. So what else is on everyone's mind today? This is a more chill morning show. Unlike the last couple where we actually had like news and topics, I'm saving all the news for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be reacting to this Xbox event, which talked about Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Kiln, and this Beast Inside You, Beast Incarnate, whatever it's called. I'll be talking about all those games tomorrow, reacting to their trailers and stuff. Also, I'll probably react to the Alex trailer from Street Fighter 6. So tomorrow will be a whole lot of reacting. Okay? A lot of people are saying that Chimchar is actually Iron Chef Sakai. Well, I don't believe you. They'd have to send me several $1,000s more contributions if they were Iron Chef Sakai, like he always does on every sock. This guy only sent $10, so it must not be him. You have epilepsy and it's hard to watch the stream with all the flashing lights. I have a news flash for you, low-key. If you have epilepsy, you shouldn't turn into anyone's gameplay stream. Games in general tend to have issue with people who have epilepsy. You're going to get triggered by any game. So you probably shouldn't ever be watching a gameplay stream whatsoever, so you're in the wrong place. You can't blame the streamer because you have a medical condition and you actively chose to tune into a stream that's going to have things that are going to trigger you. Sorry. That's not how life works. But you enjoy them, though. Well, I get it, low-key, but here's the thing, all right? And again, I'm not trying to be insulting. This is very matter-of-fact talk. I think a lot of people need to be talked to more like this so they understand how things actually work rather than being coddled their whole lives. Like, you really like gameplay streams, but you have epilepsy and it triggers you, so then you shouldn't tune into gameplay streams, right? Just like me, like, I like pizza. I do. I love pizza. I wish that I could eat pizza all the time and more often. But the problem is that if I ate pizza all the time, I'd be 500-pound blob on stream, probably having issues with my, blood pressure, my heart, my arteries, probably won't be able to move. I probably, have all kinds of, physical issues, and I probably be dying, like morbidly obese. So rather than do the thing that I know is bad for me, I choose to avoid it. I don't really eat pizza that often. It's very rare when I do. You see? And that's what you need to do in life. You avoid things that aren't good for you. When's the last time I stepped on a Lego? I'm trying to think in the last year when I started doing Lego builds, did I ever step on a Lego piece? I don't think I've stepped on one, but basically when I'm building, like yesterday, there was this one part where you had to push something in really hard. It was like push a shaft or peg into the hole. You have to do it with your thumb. And man, that hurt. That sucker can hurt. It really can. Legos can hurt if you step on them or you have to push them on your pop. You're like, ah! But I don't think I stepped on one. No. I don't think I've stepped on a Lego anytime recently. Have I ever? I might have when I was younger and I played with Legos, but I don't really remember. The morning show needs a coffee cup. You want me to get a coffee cup that just says The Morning Show? I guess I'd have to see if there's any of those companies that will make, like, design merch or something. There you go. Do I still take recommendations for React videos? We're not really doing active reacting regularly. However, for example, if you have a game trailer you want me to watch, or if there is particularly something you think would be very interesting to me in my content, I do take suggestions, and we usually react to stuff during the podcast. Today, this is a morning show. This is just a hangout session to build up attendance. This is not a serious show. This is kind of hanging out. But I like doing it on the actual podcast, and there will be a podcast tomorrow to cover a lot of stuff. Can we have a long-form react? Could I react to the LTG documentary? No. I don't really care about that. See, this is what people don't seem to understand. You can jump in and out of drama every once in a while just for variety's sake, just to have a different day or a different streamer to have a silly time. And then you could just leave it. I don't have to become Mr. Drama and do entire marathons of drama and sit here reacting every day to drama. That's stupid. If I want to do something different for variety every once in a while and I want to put my toe into that toxic lake, I can. But I can easily just step right back out and go on my merry way and have a normal life. You don't have to have your entire life be just completely surrounded by mad, crazy people acting like fools on the internet. Some people don't seem to understand that. They literally think that, like, well, all I can do is just do toxic shit all day. No, you can actually be a normal person. It takes effort, though, because, you're not going to get the artificial view boost, attention boost, and everything when you're doing normal content. The reason people do the drama content, it's the easiest thing on the planet to do to get dumb people to watch you and throw you money. So, I could do it all day and make a lot more money, and I don't want to. It's boring. I literally think that drama content is fucking boring, being very honest with you. So, every once in a while, maybe I'll do it, but I'm not doing a marathon react. To be honest, I'm not really in the mood for a long-form react. Could do one, but I don't see the point. I've been there, done that. What in the holy hell is this song? This is way too hard for my stream. Let's skip it. Let's do this one now. Surf's up, dudes. What is going on with the soundtrack today? I don't know what's happening. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I changed it. So the last week-ish, I've been doing the happy playlist. I changed it this morning to the exciting playlist, and that's why the music is different. Again, this Roland music catalog has like hundreds of songs. Hundreds. So every day we're hearing different ones, and sometimes we hear things we never heard, or we only heard it like once, but it's pretty good. I like it. What I do wish, I wish that they had seasonal stuff. Like, I wish that they had stuff for Christmas. I wish that they would have stuff for, like, 4th of July or other holidays, Halloween. They don't really do that. It's just more background music. But maybe I'll have to look for something like that next year for holidays and stuff. Maybe I'll look for a different thing I could play on the streams. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. With a bass guitar. Let's see. All right, I'm looking at chat again. Who are some of my favorite villains from the 80s to early 90s, from TV to games? Like Megatron. Yeah, Megatron. Megatron was a good villain, I would say. Like, Skeletor sucked. Skeletor was a stupid comic relief. But, like, Megatron was a serious villain. Again, like Ninja Turtles, I loved it. I love Ninja Turtles, but like Shredder, Krang, they're not serious villains. They're just joke, it's kind of a silly thing. Do 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 do. Oh, I had a tickle in my throat there. Good thing I muted it. Don't sing like LTG. Oh, I don't know if I could. Like, I don't know if I can actually purposefully sound that bad. That was something else where we listened to, like, wow. Like, diarrhea in the ear. Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or none of the above. Out of that, the least liked is Star Wars. Well, I don't dislike Star Wars, but it's just the least liked out of those three. Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, it's a tough thing, and here's why I say that. In my lifetime, I've seen a lot more Star Trek than Lord of the Rings. When I was a kid growing up, you had the original Star Trek series and the Star Trek movies. Then you had Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. That was all very prominent in the 90s, so I watched a lot of that, okay? Lord of the Rings didn't even exist in pop culture, really, until the movies started coming out in the 2000s, when you think about it. So, in comparison, there's so much more Star Trek to consume, and I've seen way more Star Trek than I have Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings, I've seen the original movie trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy, and I read the books. I actually read the books before I saw the movies, if you could believe it, and that was great, because the books are amazing, and then to do that comparison when you see the movies is really cool. The thing is, like, I don't know, like, Tolkien's writing is great, but he over-describes everything. Like, he'll take 3 pages to describe a scene before he gets to anything going on in the scene. So, I like Tolkien, and he's a great storyteller, but he is kind of long-winded in his ways. And so reading the books were fun but arduous at the same time. Very wordy. Star Trek, I've only seen movies and the TV show. I've never really read a book or have other media to compare it to. All right, I'll just go out there and I'll say I love Lord of the Rings movies, but probably Star Trek, because I grew up in the 90s watching, like, Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Like, with my dad, we loved the shows. So probably I would say Star Trek more, but I still love Lord of the Rings, I haven't seen any of the recent Star Trek or Lord of the Rings stuff. Like, I haven't seen any of the shows or anything recently. Okay, let's see. Low Key did a $10 super chat. He says, Broden is bullying me for having epilepsy. I want to support the stream, but he's making it hard to be here. Yeah, but low-key, you were saying trollish stuff earlier. So you're going to become a target if you act like one in the chat. Like, it's your fault. You came to the chat and you were saying silly things that you knew no one was going to care about. You were doing it to be a troll, and you know it. So you can't stop acting like a victim now, okay? And then people reacted appropriately, and now you're upset. And now you think because you sent me $10 that now I'm going to react and be like, oh, someone give me $10, I immediately should derail my stream and start banning people. No, that's not how it works either. Not at all. So, you know, don't come to the stream acting a fool and then act like people aren't going to respond. They are. They are totally going to respond appropriately, and then you have to kind of deal with the repercussions of your actions. I don't know what else to say. But thanks for the super chat. I appreciate the $10 of support early on here. Thank you. Matt says, last summer marked the 10-year anniversary of me discovering your channel. This is how you don't play Jack 2. Made me think that you were funny, and I subscribed. 2015 was a vibe. There you go. Yeah, it's crazy to think I've been around for so long as a YouTuber that there are generations of people who've watched me, right? Like, literally. There's people who, when I started, 17, 18 years ago, saw my early content. There's people who, like, jumped in during that early era of Prominent, the underdog story, when I got shut down and then I had to come back and I had to try to monetize my channel. I got partnered with Machinima. Then there was the era when I was very prominent as a bigger YouTuber and I was traveling and going to conventions and events and things like that. Then there was the era where I became a live streamer and direct capture and I changed again. Then there was when I moved across the country, right? Then there was there's so many different times when there was prominence. This is how you don't play movement, and then people saw me because of that and saw me in a more negative light, but still a lot of people ended up liking my stuff. Crazy to think. And I hear this all the time, different generations of people, different walks of life, different times they've jumped onto the journey to watch the stuff. I really appreciate that. It's good to have you. What's up, King Michael? Good morning. How you doing, man? Valor says it would be nice to have some adults around here. Well, you know what would be nice? It would be nice to have some people who are here to enjoy the content, chill with me, have a good time with Arc Raiders today, because we're going to be starting in about 10, 15 minutes, jumping into our first raids of the day. But it would be great to get some support from positive people rather than 2 super chats from one troll and $10 from another. It would be great to get some real support from real, positive viewers. Notably, on the kick side, this week has been very slow. Don't ask me why. It's one of the lowest support weeks I've ever had on the kick side of things. I don't get it. Nothing's changed. The content's been good, but I don't know. You tell me. Let's go. If you like the content, if you like the morning show, if you're ready for Arc Raiders, let's get some support. Let's get some subs and kicks on Kick. Let's get some super chats and memberships on YouTube, and let's get our first tip of the day. Let's go. Was I a fan of Thundercats? I was. I watched the show, and I owned a Lion-O action figure. Just Lion-O. Like, I know there were other ones at the time, but I only had Lion-O. That was it. Is Black Ops 7 done? Well, I'll be honest, I'm upset about Black Ops 7 simply because I thought that if I upgraded my equipment to the point where I could play it well, and what I mean by that is at least getting positive kill-death ratios, making advancement, taking on challenges and beating them, stuff like that, some people want to see when you play an FPS. I was hoping that if I did that and I invested the time and energy to do it, that people would care, and they just didn't. Like, I really did put a lot of time and effort into it, and I really can't get a consistent audience for Call of Duty. Those who show up half the time are just there to troll. People won't support it. I'm like, I don't know. I think this year people just do not like Call of Duty Black Ops 7. For whatever reason, personally, I do feel like Black Ops 7 is the worst Call of Duty in many, many years. I'm not going to dispute that fact, but I also do think that it's still entertaining. It may not be the best one ever, but at least it gives me some value, some content, to make. I like doing the challenges. I like unlocking weapons, I don't know. I don't know why people just are so anti Black Ops 7 this year. Maybe they're just tired of Activision. My light is crooked. I don't know what happened here. It's better, but it's still crooked. Hold on. That's better. I don't know what happened. Something must have hit the light and made it crooked. Looks better now. Okay. Princess Luna just gifted our first membership of the day. Thank you so much, Princess Luna. An example of someone who actually tunes in daily and likes the content. I appreciate that very much, Princess Luna. Pokemon Rocks 420 tipped me $1 and says, Asmongold just said on stream he wants to jump on your morning show. Will you accommodate this? I don't believe you. I mean, if he wanted to come on the show, I'm sure he would contact me and let me know. I don't believe you that out of the blue he would have said or done that. Being honest, okay? Now, what I'll do is I'll briefly check and just see if I got anything from him, because if this was true, he would have either DM'd me in one of two places. No. Not at all. So, there you go. No. So, you're full of it. But thanks for the buck. I don't know what it is. People have been, like, recently saying, this guy said something about you. Go check it out. This guy is saying this. Go check it out. Like, you know, I really don't care, right? Like, it's not a big deal. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing? When is the next DSP tries it? Next week. Monday, likely. Just don't know what we're doing yet. Like I said, we have some options. I could say we could do the new chicken tenders at Wendy's with new dipping sauces. We could do the new dippable steak burritos and the return of the quesarito. They have a new volcano version at Taco Bell. Or we could try, like, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Those are the three off the top of my head that I know is things we haven't done that are doable now. But there might be other new things that have happened, too. I don't know. This is another thing, too. People keep saying this in my stream. Did you know about Asmongold's lawsuit? No, I don't know what you're talking about. And I say, can you elaborate? And then no one ever does. No one ever tells me what that means. So I'm like, They just put Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on Game Pass? What is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound? I don't even know what that is. Are there any days for my early YouTube days that I would... Oh, excuse me. Are there any games for my early YouTube days that I would want to play again, like Bayonetta or Dante's Inferno, etc.? For my very early YouTube days? I'd probably have to go back and look at my game catalog, my classic catalog of stuff that I played back in the day, to answer that question properly. Maybe look at some stuff that I did on, like, DSP or Darkside Phil. Here, why not? Why not? Look at this. Here, let's look. Let's go to my original channel. And let's go to playlists. All right? All right, here we go. Ready? Let's do this real quick. So this was my original YouTube channel. This is where I made content from 2008 to 2010. So 2 years of content. All right. And we can actually go all the way back to the beginning by scrolling down on the playlists tab to see what, you know, the order of the content that I actually put out. So I made videos of Dead Space, but they were just clips. They weren't actually full gameplay. It wasn't like a playthrough. It was just highlight clips. Same thing with Spider-Man Web of Shadows. This was highlight clips and stuff. It wasn't really the full playthrough, I don't think. Then there was me playing Street Fighter 4. Before the game was actually released in the United States, I went to a tournament where they had it at TGA, Tokyo Game Action. That's an arcade that doesn't exist anymore. But it was very fun to go and do that. Far Cry 2 was one of my earliest real playthroughs. There you go. That's an actual full playthrough. Resistance 2. Fallout 3. I would say Fallout 3 when they remake it. Because the rumor is it's already almost done. Okay, I can see them finishing that and releasing that within the next year. I would definitely want to do Fallout 3 again. I feel like that would be really awesome. Fallout 3, modern playthrough, better graphics, tweaks and things to make it a better modernized game like they did with Oblivion. I think I would like that. Okay? So definitely that. Look, Gears of War 2, Fable 2, Little Big Planet, Super Turbo HD Remix, the original Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty World at War. Wow, I forgot that World at War was a Call of Duty that I played early on. Look at this. Resident Evil 5. And then Street Fighter 4 came out in early 2009. And that's when I started doing tons and tons of Street Fighter 4 coverage, which a lot of people knew me for doing. Here was the first DLC for Fallout 3. Oh, God, remember Wanted Weapons of Fate? Oh, God, that was the one where you shoot. It was bullet foo. You'd fire the bullet. It would curve the bullet. Remember that shit? That movie? Oh, my God. April Fool's Day 2009, I think I just played a variety of fighting games, like bad fighting games. I said they were good. What the hell? That's Chronicles of Riddick? It didn't look like it, but I guess it was. More Street Fighter, Godfather 2, which I could never finish because they stopped me from playing it, saying it was adult content. So, I mean, out of all this stuff that I'm looking at right now, right, from my early time on YouTube, I would definitely say I would want to play Fallout 3 again. And maybe at some point, if they would ever remake it, I would probably want to play, like, Infamous again. Infamous was an absolutely great game for its time, 2009. I don't know why they've, like, completely forgotten about it and act like it doesn't exist and dropped the entire franchise. Because I think I would like to possibly play it again. I wish they would remake it for modern audiences, like modern graphics and everything. It's really weird that they never did that. Look at how much tremendous amount of Street Fighter content that I put out at that time, right? Red Faction Guerrilla Prototype, the Ghostbusters video game, which I did replay when they remade it. When I started doing game reviews here, The Hateful Truth, when it first started. Look at this, the most primitive intro you could possibly see. Look. The most primitive intro ever made. A nuclear cloud with red text over it that looks like crap. Wow. Oh, and I did the Turtles in Time reshelled 4-player co-op. We ate a giant pizza together. Remember that? That was crazy. Jeez, that was 17 years ago now. Can you believe that? Can you believe 17 freaking years ago? Holy crap, man. That's nuts. So yeah, that's what I would say. Fallout 3 for sure. See, I would say it would be cool to go back and play something like Street Fighter 4. Because remember, I played so much of it back in the day. Like, it was actually, like, such a big part of my early content was playing the living crap out of Street Fighter 4. The problem is, Street Fighter 4 you wouldn't even be able to play. Why? Because it doesn't exist anymore. Remember, the Street Fighter 4 that I played was the original game. You know, they then made 10 different iterations. They kept updating it and changing it. If I were to play Street Fighter 4 today, it wouldn't play anything like it did back then. And on top of that, people who play Street Fighter 4 today are the tryhards who've been playing it for the last decade, even though it got dropped when 5 and 6 came out. So you're not, oh, I'm going to play some Street Fighter 4. You go to play, and the guy's like playing fucking frame-perfect shit, and they know every meta of everything. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, you wouldn't be able to just play it casually anymore. It's kind of like when you jump into any competitive game, like, way late, the only people playing it are the tryhards who stuck around, you know? So it does suck. It would be awesome. It would definitely be awesome to be able to play, like, classic Street Fighter 4 again against people, but it just doesn't exist, you know? Like, even right now, let's say, oh, I want to put Hakan again. Remember Hakan in Street Fighter 4? Oh, no, remember they changed him? Like, when I played with him in Super Street Fighter 4, it was funny because he was like a joke character, but I could win with him. Then they changed him later. They completely rebuilt him, and he sucked. Like, they actually made him worse by patching him. So I never played him again. Oh, let's see here. Soul at 2 a.m., thanks for $2. He says, Heavy Rain replay. Lots of people found you from it. Oh, I've already done that, though. Like, Heavy Rain is, again, one of those games that has been re-released again. And I replayed it when it was, like, full HD, better graphics and stuff. I've already done so many playthroughs of it. And since it's a narrative-based game, like, to be frank, I don't know what else I could do with another run. Like, if I played it again, what would I possibly do differently when I've already seen all the scenarios, you know? I guess that is one of the negatives about narrative-based games, is once you've done the scenarios, there's really nothing else to do. You know what I mean? So, what would I do different? I don't know. What would I even do to be entertaining with it? I don't know. Yes, Hakan was the oily Turkish wrestler who'd cover his body in oils and then grab you and grapple you. I guess I did at some point. Someone is saying, didn't you play LTG in Street Fighter 4? I think I did because people have the match. Of course, I don't remember it. I think, back then I used to run ridiculous amounts of, like, sets online. Just casual sets. I didn't even know who the people were. It was just random sets. And I guess there was a stream where I was playing with Bison, who was never a character that I was good with in Street Fighter 4. Like, he was just a mess-around character for me. So I was playing with Bison, and I guess I randomly matched up with Low Tier God in, I don't know if it was ranked or casual or whatever, and he was playing his main at the time, Rolento, and he beat me. Like, yeah, well, that's his main, and he knows what he's doing, and I was playing Bison, a character I don't know how to use, and he kicked my ass. And no one even knew who he was at the time. Like, I didn't know who the hell Low Tier God was. I never heard of him, So it wasn't like a serious match or anything. It was just messing around. And now, years and years later, people went back, found the match, and they posted up, they're like, ha, Low Tier God beat you. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who cares? But what do you... I'm sure if you go back, you look at the literal tens of thousands of Street Fighter matches that I've done, I probably fought a ton of people, prominent people who everyone knows who they are on the internet now. It's just that this is a particular case where people, oh, look, they fought in Street Fighter and one of them beat the other and we got bodied or whatever. It's like, that didn't happen. By the way, my camera's crooked. What happened here? My camera moved. Gotta fix that. I guess when I was fixing my light, I must have tapped the camera. So let me adjust it here. There we go. Perfect. Right? That's centered now? Yeah, that's centered. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. Okay. Good. Oh, I've played Tekken. Are you crazy? I've played lots of Tekken over the years. I've covered every major Tekken release since I was a YouTuber. I actually played Tekken 8 a lot at launch. I played it for like maybe 2 months straight. And I got... My characters that are my staple characters in Tekken have always been Paul and King. So I always use them a bit. But I actually got really good with Yoshimitsu in this last one. I really liked using them. And I got great with combos and everything. I got right up to the purple rank, is it? I think people were saying the rank that I had gotten in ranked was 1 level before what people would consider pro level. So if I kept grinding away and eventually got to like the 1 more level, it would have been like hitting like master level in Street Fighter 6. But the problem was, people wanted me to play Street Fighter 6, and I told everyone I can't play 2 fighting games at once. That's just too much investment of time and effort. I like half my content, I'm supposed to be a variety creator. Half my content would have been fighting games, and I didn't want to do that. So after 2 months of Tekken, I dropped it. I never went back to it. Asmongold is getting sued by a Redditor. Oh, I know nothing about it. Why is that? What did he do to a Redditor that the Redditor is suing him? Yeah, Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a sad state. basically the epitome of failure of when Ono was in charge of Street Fighter and how he literally ran it into the ground. Because a lot of people credit Ono with like rejuvenating Street Fighter with Street Fighter 4. But what a lot of people don't realize is after Street Fighter 4 launched, he literally made every single bad decision they ever made, like in a row, which ran everything into the ground, and then he left the company. So, with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that should have been the ultimate crossover where both Street Fighter players and Tekken players got into it and loved it. And instead, he completely destroyed everyone, nickel and dimed everyone with DLC characters that were already in the game, a gem system that no one ever wanted. Like, why was that even in the game? Because the truth is, Street Fighter Cross Tekken played very similar to the Capcom vs. SNK series. The gameplay elements were sound, but then he ruined it with all these variables that didn't need to be in the game at all, and everyone was scratching their head like, why did he put all that crap in there? Like, he knows better. He worked on great games, so why on earth did he do it? It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like you could be the ultimate fanboy of something, and you can get like one good hit, and then after that, you can show that it was a fluke. I think that's what happened with Ono. Was like, he did one good thing, and then they gave him all this power as a result, and he just didn't know what to do with any of it, and he just completely dropped the ball. It screwed everything up for a long time. Do I remember Primal, a dinosaur fighting game? It's called Primal Rage. And yes, I remember it was in arcades next to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Totally remember it. Okay. Well, everyone, we've hung out for about an hour. We talked about a variety of topics. I think now it is time for us to adjourn the morning show and to swap over and to start playing Arc Raiders. What do you guys think? Attendance seems to be pretty good now. Hold on, let me actually get Kick open here. Yeah, attendance has increased dramatically, which is excellent. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. There was an email. I was skipping there. Okay. So, yeah. Let's end the show, shall we? It was a good one. Just a chill show. Nothing, like I said, today, not a lot of specific topics or things to talk about because I'm saving stuff for tomorrow's podcast. So if you want to see me react to the Xbox event, to this Alex trailer for Street Fighter 6 or more, tune into the Level 1 podcast tomorrow morning. But for everyone here, you've been a chill audience. Thanks to those who supported. Let's end the show, and let's get set up, and let's do some Arc Raiders, okay? Sounds like a plan. Let's go.